Now what we're going to get after is how to approach a limiting reactant problem. Now, in order to approach a limiting reactant problem, you're always going to be provided, well, maybe not always, but you're pretty regularly going to be provided with a balanced chemical reaction. So as an example, let's go ahead and use the reaction of C6H12O6 plus O2 yields CO2 plus H2O. Now, in the event that you do not have this balanced chemical reaction, well, then you'd have to figure out how to balance that. Now, I've posted the video for that, but if you need help with that, please reach out to me. 6 and finally 6. So the coefficients before each one of my reactants are 1 in front of the C6H12O6, 6 in front of O2, and 6 in front of both CO2, my product, and H2O, my other product. Now, this information right here is central to completing this problem. Now, in order for this to be a limiting reactant problem, you'd be generally given something like you have 12 moles of C6H12O6 and 13 moles of O2. Now, the question that we're going to be answering today is simply, which is your limiting reactant? Now, that is a question unto itself because you can use that information to figure out, 1, which is your excess reagent, 2, how much of each of your products you're going to make. And you're not always going to be presented with the number of moles. In some instances, you will be told you have 13 grams of C6H12O6 and 26 grams of O2. And then you'd have to do grams to mole conversions in order to put it in this context. The good thing is, if you're given this information, this is a pretty simple and straightforward question. And all that you need to do is you need to take, I'm going to switch colors on you here, you're going to take the number of moles of C6H12O6 and the number of moles of O2. So those are the amounts that you've been provided with. You're going to take those two numbers and you're going to divide them by your coefficients. So 12 divided by, what's the coefficient in front of C6H12O6? 1. So 12 divided by 1 equals 12, okay? 13 is my other amount, and I'm going to divide that by my other coefficient, 6. Well, 13 divided by 6 is approximately probably 2.17 or so. Now, once you have done this, all that you need to do is you need to compare these values and answer the question, which is lower? And well, this 13 divided by 6 equals 2.17. That's lower than 12. And so what does that mean? That means that the substance where you had 13 moles of it, O2, is the limiting reactant. So you can take that and say, well, by virtue of that being your limiting reactant, then C6H12O6 is your excess reagent. And then you could go on and do other things, but all that we were looking for in this problem was which of these two reactants, given the amounts that you have, which of them is your limiting reactant? And that's all there is to it. Well, if you have any questions, please reach out to me. If you'd like to schedule a tutoring session, go through our Facebook Messenger and we can figure out a time. All right, thank you very much.